do what we do because we love the Lord God. Jesus is our focus, He's our mission, He's our goal. But like William Booth said, how do I show love? How do I show our mission if I don't meet the needs of the people around me? And so we don't look at who deserves it. We look at, in general, who is in need and how can we, representing Christ, meet that need of the world.
The Salvation Army has a long and deep history of providing support in this area. In fact, we've been providing services to less fortunate for over 125 years in the Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky community. And it's done through a broad array of services, support for the youth, for seniors, for disaster victims, for the homeless, and for those coming to us during the holidays that need assistance. And we take great pride in being that pillar of support and that beacon of hope to the many that come to us each year.
I would say that the Salvation Army is often seen as the safety net of the community. We do a lot of emergency assistance. People who just had an extra expense, maybe their car broke down, they had to pay for that, and so they ran short on monies for food. And these are the types of things that we deal with on a daily basis.
Each day we have many families that come into our facility looking for food, looking for assistance with their rent and their utilities, and those needs are ongoing. So many families have come to us needing help within the last couple of years that have never needed help before. More and more working class families are struggling.
My dad was a very hard worker. Unfortunately, he didn't have a lot of job skills and became ill suddenly, and we found ourselves in a very tough spot as a family with 8 children and 2 adults in the home. And so a neighbor introduced my mother to the Salvation Army. She took us to the Salvation Army with her, and while we were there, we met an amazing woman, and her name was Mrs. Keene. She was the caseworker, and she not only met our basic needs, but she really opened a whole new world to us. And I was about 5 years old at the time. I remember to this day Mrs. Keene coming over and putting her arm around me and telling me it was going to be okay. And from that point on, I became involved in all of the Army programs, and it really made a difference in my life. It didn't just meet my immediate need and our family's immediate need, but they took it a step further and introduced us to a whole new way of living. Our job is to be there to lend the helping hand that somebody might need, in hopes that someday they'll be able to do the same for somebody else.
We have children that come into our after-school program or our summer enrichment program every day, and each of those families, each of those children come in with various types of needs. Some of them don't come from very happy homes and don't come from families that necessarily they feel like always care about them. And being single, being childless, in many ways I feel like I'm coming alongside to help parent some of these kids through some of their harder days.
The Salvation Army coming here is like a new family. I get to come here. I didn't have to experience other bad things in the world. I get to come here, see my family. They're like family.
Richard's mom was diagnosed with cancer a couple of years ago, and his dad lost his job. And this very kind and wonderful, hardworking family found themselves in a place they had never been before, where they had needed help with food and with utilities and with Christmas for Richard. And so they came to the Salvation Army to ask for help, and we very gladly helped them.
When I will become a football player, I will give back to the community, because who supported me, I will support them. I will give charities money, and I will just try to help people fund stuff.
Without the Salvation Army, there would not be a place for kids to go that may be hungry or may have to have people to help them with any problem they may have. And it's a place where they can go and feel loved if they don't have anywhere else to go. And the Salvation Army really does play a big role in the community. It's just really nice. I'm really grateful because they have helped me so much, and I am who I am because they played a part in my life.
I look back at some of our kids like Richard, like Brittany, that have been around for many years, and I've seen them grow into such wonderful young people. And I know that the work that we're doing here is important, that we're not providing just a place for them to come and have fun or even be safe, but really giving them the tools they need to succeed in life.
The last time I was in jail, I just knew I needed a change. I knew I had to do something. By choosing to come into the adult rehabilitation program, sticking it out, graduating, now working for it, now I'm focused on, I know what's important in my life. Something that the Salvation Army, that the Adult Rehabilitation Center has given me is hope. And if you ask me, I think that's the greatest gift that anybody could ever give somebody is hope. They saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Before I entered into the program, I wasn't sure where I was going to end up or what I was going to end up doing. Be honest with you, I just wanted to make it another day. But after graduating, the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Program, I've got hope now that, I can, reach these dreams and aspirations. I don't think I could really put into words, how grateful and everything I am, because it's unbelievable that there's a program out there, that there's a organization out there like the Salvation Army and the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Program that is solely made up of people that have just dedicated their lives to giving to others, that have put others before themselves.
That's what Salvation Army is all about, is the compassion for people to make sure that seniors can continue to live independent lives. And people nowadays, so many organizations don't get that's important to a senior, is to be able to live a productive, continuous, independent life if we can. And Salvation Army has given me that opportunity. I always had a soft spot for Salvation Army. Even though I don't have a lot of money, if I pass the red kettles, I always throw money in because they've given back to me so much. Salvation Army has shown me that there are people who really care. There are people who really believe that God said we should love one another.
An important part of life is to give back. And when individuals impact your life, that you should pay that forward. You should use the good that is done to you to really impact the lives of others as well.
I just want to take this opportunity to really say to all our supporters that I am so grateful for what you do for us. Without your support, financially, physically, and emotionally, without your support, we could not hope to do half the things we do.
We can't do our job if our community doesn't come alongside and support us and help us. As much as we're the hands and feet of Jesus in a community, so are they.
It literally takes an army of people to allow us to provide the support. An army of volunteers, an army of donors, an army of corporate partners. They are the reason that we've had such a great impact on people's lives. They are the reason that we're able to change people's lives. They are the reason that we make a difference in people's lives.
We are meeting human needs in the smallest of ways. Small miracles happen in this place every day.